What's good in the web? This is your boy Q, aka That Dude the Geek, otherwise known as Cross Life, aka other known aliases. And you know, it took me a very long time to realize what other known aliases meant, or aka. I was just tripping off of it. I don't know. But anyway, this is Geek Talk, I think 004. And you know what? We got more than a few topics to jump into today. Some funny ones, some serious ones, and some that you wish they weren't serious, but they're actually kind of funny. So the first thing we're going to talk about is some video games, and the thing we got to go into with the video games is some Nintendo news, because Nintendo's been headlining a lot of stuff, especially once the Wii U bombed and they found out that we found out that they were doing a Nintendo NX, aka the Nintendo Switch. And one of the ongoing topics that keeps coming back and forth with people is Pokemon for the Nintendo Switch. That has been resurfaces because the Gamescom is coming pretty quick. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be next week, from like the 23rd to the 26th. And they were speaking to the director about of the creator or the director of Pokemon, talking about what the Nintendo Switch Pokemon would be like, and how the Pokken tournament deluxe, everything's deluxe, I guess the Smash Bros is going to be deluxe too, is going to be like as well. But anyway, let me jump into the 5 things. I'm rambling. Let me jump into the 5 things that I jotted down that I would like to see for a Pokemon game for the Nintendo Switch. And first and foremost, I would love to see some type of functionality between the Pokemon Go, and it doesn't have to be Pokemon Go, but some type of app where we can actually catch Pokemon in the wild, and certain ones you can only catch in the wild while you're out on your mobile device. So if Nintendo shores up its online, please shore up your online before you start charging us. I would love to see some type of app or device, well, not the device, but an app where we can play the app while we're on the go, i.e. Pokemon Go, and then we upload that to the app when we get home, and the Pokemon that we've caught, the Pokemon we caught, what it'll do is it'll allow us to use those particular Pokemon in the live action game. The second thing, I would love to see a Coliseum. So one of the games when I was growing up, when Pokemon was really at its peak, when it first came out, was the Pokemon Coliseum on Nintendo 64. And while I love having it, matter of fact, I still have the game, it was a little lackluster, is because that was what the game was completely based off of, and we wanted to see an open world game, me and my friends, to be able to play with Charmander, Squirtle, and Pikachu, and, you know, Bulbasaur, didn't forget Bulbasaur, and these characters in some kind of open world game, not just in a fighting sense. However, I think that this can be a nice add-on for a Pokemon game, and I don't like to, insist on DLC or promote DLC, but even if it was a DLC later on, I wouldn't mind that, where you could open up a function or something. Now, all these things, of course, hypothetical, because Nintendo, well, probably won't do these things, but you know what? Let me dream, man. Let me dream. The third thing is I want to see all the Pokemon. And it's, over 700 Pokemon or something now. And I think that this is the perfect hybrid system. And even with the first thing I said, with some type of functionality with the mobile app or device, I love to see all the Pokemon. Let's not jip us and give us the newest Pokemon and this. Let it even be some kind of limit where we can unlock and open the other Pokemon. I want to see them all. And probably the most important thing, these aren't in order, but the most important thing is an open world. A full 3D open world Pokemon game where we can actually go around in the world and catch Pokemon and explore and look at things within the world, kind of like how X and Y did, but 3D, not to 2D standards. It doesn't have to be the gorgeous output that the Breath of the Wild did. However, it could be something on the lines of that. It doesn't, mix a little 2D characters maybe with a 3D world. I'm not sure how they would do it, but let's immerse us in a world of Pokemon. Pokemon's one of its claim to fame was always talking about how big the world was, and Ash going to different Johto leagues and different things like that. But we always get this little small top-down world when we're playing Pokemon. And last, a better story. And again, I just talked about this when it came to the open world portion of Pokemon, but can we get a better actual story? Maybe even have some characters like Ash and Brock and Misty, which they had took out in the movie, come and be like not the antagonist, but maybe a contagonist, a person who helps the story out. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out, but give us something a little different, because this will be the first time that a Pokemon game is on an actual console, not in a fighting form, not in a Coliseum form, but an actual adventure. And if they do that, damn, can we finally get a Golden Sun and an Advance Wars? But that's on a whole together other different page here. And now we're going to jump to a little more serious topic, especially since after the aftermath of the things that happened on last Saturday in Charlottesville. A lot of things have been in a huge uproar, not only in the outside of the geek realm and the nerd realm, but a lot of people are bringing these particular things within these worlds and these realms. And one such company, Discord, the voice chat for video gamers and gamers, like YouTubers and Twitch and Microsoft, Sony and Nintendo, you get it. They just tweeted after finding out more than a few KKK, white supremacists, and other people who were within this particular mindset and ideology were using their servers to promote their own ideology on white supremacy. They banned those servers and has tweeted and said that they will continue to take a stance. So I'm going to read you the actual tweet of which they said, and this tweet was actually from August 14th, so that was only a few days ago. And it says, Discord's mission is to bring people together around the world gaming. We're about positivity and exclusivity, not hate, not violence. Today, we've shut down the altright.com server and a number of accounts associated with the events in Charlottesville. We will continue to take action against white supremacy, Nazi ideology, and all other forms of hate. Love, not hate. Now, I really didn't expect, when I read the article, when it came to me, I was like, it's been so many things that have been smoothed over or passed over, or so many companies or different things that just turn a blind eye to particular situations, that it really surprised me, and it was refreshing to actually see a stance with this. And I hope that Discord continues to have a stance, not only when it comes to white supremacy and ideology within that, but any type of hate group or hate that's subjugating and trying to belittle and lower one particular set of people and raise another particular set of people higher. And especially, again, when it comes to not only in the real world, but then when you're transferring these things into other type of geek facets and nerd facets, it just seems like those aren't, there's no place for it anyway. But damn, you're not only satisfied with doing particular things in the real world, but you're going to poison the fake worlds and the outlet worlds for other people. So kudos to Discord, and again, I hope more companies actually take a stance, not only with racism but sexism and just people not having equal rights in general. And now jumping from something serious to something a little bit funny and ridiculous. Porn star Mia Khalifa's favorite basketball player is John Wall. And if you know basketball and NBA 2K, you know that the season's almost here, 2 months away. So 2K is on the horizon. Mia took to Twitter to ask Ronnie 2K, one of the creators and directors of 2K18, NBA 2K18, if, she could bump up his John Wall's rating from a 90 to a 93. Her first tweet started out pretty innocently, almost kind of like a little booty call. If so, you know what I mean? First she asks Ronnie if he's up, which he replied, quite positively, yeah, I'm up, how you doing, kind of thing. But then it quickly started to escalate from Can we play a game of horse to change John Wall's rating to a 90 to a 93? All the way up to, I'll let you touch my titties if you raise John Wall's rating up from a 90 to a 93. And which Ronnie word to the left and said, you know what? Pass. Nah, bruh. Them titties is not as sacred as 2K18. She then went on to say she disagrees and that many hundreds of thousands of 14-year-old boys would love to be in his position, and yet he has yet to respond. So it's going to be interesting to see that either through one of the updates or before the game comes out, whether Ronnie touched on some of them dinners and was able to want to change his John Wall's rating from a 90 to a 93. And in some entertainment news, today marks the day where The Defenders will be released on Netflix. And if you're unfamiliar with The Defenders, you may have caught or heard about one of the 4 shows that has came out on Netflix within the last few years, whether it be Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist, or Luke Cage. Iron Fist being, well, the weakest link, and I still am sad to say that I completed the whole thing. They claim that you are only as good as your weakest link, so let's hope and pray that The Defenders is a lot better than Iron Fist, because Iron Fist was pretty, well, abysmal. And that's something I know that the Marvel Studios at Netflix wants to try to move past, because that had a really bad reception. And in other news that's got me a lot more excited, and in some animation news that's got me a lot more excited than The Defenders, to be honest, is this Ducktales remake. Now, Ducktales was one of my favorite shows as a kid growing up in the 80s, and the remake sounds a lot like what they're doing, or what they did do with the Ninja Turtles, which is taking the new TMT Ninja Turtles that come on Nickelodeon, which was taking all these different aspects from the movies, the comics, and from video games and merging them all together. One of the other things that's really excited me the most about the Ducktales is the fact that on the 2-episode premiere, Scrooge McDuck mentioned Cape Suzette, which was the city from Baloo and Kit the Cloud Kicker and Rebecca and her daughter. What was her daughter's name? Was it Molly? I can't remember back that one. Wow, that took me back. From Tailspin, he also mentioned St. Canard, which is home of Darkwing Duck, and Spoonerville, which was the home for Goof Troop, which was the home of Goofy and Max and Pete and PJ. So I'm not only excited to see how far the DuckTales show can go, but I'm also really excited to see if this can be a new block, or like Disney Afternoon block. And even more, will they bring one of my favorite shows back, which was Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers. A few weeks ago was Dragon Ball Super's 100th episode, and damn, I can't believe it's the 100th episode already. I know they cheated a little bit and made, the Battle of the Gods, and what was the Return of Frieza? The Return of Frieza, an actual 50 to 60 episode arc. After the 100th episode, the voice actress of Goku said that she can see Dragon Ball Super going up until about 700 episodes because the fans' reception. She said that walking out in public and going down the street or to the supermarket or just in general, fans come up to her and say that they love her work, and they love the fact of how long the series is, and that the series is still going on, and that they watch the latest episode. So really, I know 700 episodes is a little bit of a stretch, especially if they're only on 100. It's been out, a couple years. That would leave this up until the 2020, something like that. But again, with Dragon Balls and Dragon Ball Z, you don't know. I'm really interested to see in the series where they're going to go, because it's got a little stagnant with this Tournament of Power, in my opinion. I want to see more of the gods battling and what the gods' plot is, rather than a new Piccolo silent type character that's supposed to be a villain, but is probably going to turn to a protagonist. And last but not least, and some more anime news, If you haven't seen the new live action Tokyo Ghoul trailer, go ahead and check it out. I've watched a couple Tokyo Ghoul episodes and I really enjoyed it, and I can see that why it has a big cult following, and I need to finish watching the whole series. It's on my queued list, but from what I see and the little bit I do know, the live action trailer doesn't look that bad, and that's saying a lot because a lot of live action trailers, unless it's FMA, don't look that good. Kind of like the Bleach one. But the link is in the description below, so if you're interested in that, go ahead and check it out. And as always, this has been your boy Hugh, your friendly neighborhood geek. If you did like this video and you want to comment on anything that I've discussed, or you have something that you want me to discuss in another Geek Talk, please comment in the comment section below. And if you did like this video, make sure you hit that like button. And if you're new to my channel, please make sure you hit that subscribe button and ring that bell. It's highly appreciated. And until next time, remember, interweb, eat, sleep, geek, repeat. I'm out. Peace.